What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the Liverpool Aston Villa post-match analysis and reaction video, and this is a historic moment. The first time a fellow countryman of mine from Hungary scores a goal for Liverpool FC in the history of the football club. I couldn't be happier, and also this is only the start, this is only the beginning of Dominic Szoboszlai's Liverpool career. But what a bowler we have on our hands. Somebody described him as a Gerrard regen, and that's what it feels like watching Dominic Szoboszlai in a Liverpool shirt, because he moves, he dribbles, he shoots just like a young Steven Gerrard, and I'm so excited about this kid. He's a number 8, and finally Liverpool have a goal scoring midfielder who is an all action super midfielder, a superstar in the making, potentially a legend in the making even. I'm so incredibly excited, not just because he's from the small country of Hungary just like me, but because he's exactly the type of player that Liverpool needed for a long time. Finally we have a number 8, a box-to-box midfielder who can score goals, who can get assists, who can dribble past people, he can tap goal, run, shoot, score, he can take corners, free kicks, he can shoot from long range, and even his defensive work rate is excellent. And he started off the game in the 3rd minute after a corner. The corner is headed out and Dominic Szoboszlai was waiting on the edge of the box, and with his weaker left foot, which is really significant, his weaker left foot, he has a rocket on him, even on his left foot. He shoots across the defenders, across the goal towards the far corner, and the goalkeeper had no chance because the ball was going like a rocket through a crowd of bodies. If you are excited about Liverpool being back, and we are truly back, I think, in the title race, because with Ryan Gravenberch, with Szoboszlai, with McAllister, with Endo, we rebuilt the midfield, our weakest department last season. And of course the defense was a weak last season, but this season it looks like Joe Gomez finally rediscovered his form. I kept saying that because Joe Gomez is still relatively young when it comes to centre backs, he can still come good, and I would have sold Matip if I had to sell a defender in the summer. I'm actually glad that we kept Matip because we need his experience. And I mean, Liverpool kept their first clean sheet of the season without Konate, without Van Dijk. Huge credit to Gomez and Matip, because Aston Villa are a really dangerous side. They scored 4 past Everton, they scored 5 past Hibernian, 3 past Burnley, and Aston Villa are a really strong team. But tactically I think Unai Emery got it wrong. They let Trent Alexander-Arnold have the ball and ping passes like and he was an absolute midfield maestro. It was like seeing a prime Xabi Alonso in midfield. The way that Trent Alexander-Arnold was passing the ball in behind the Aston Villa defense, and I didn't understand why Aston Villa didn't put a player marking Trent. Also Trent's clever movement, how he always found space, was really impressive. And Darwin Nunez also, he looks like he is in top form as well. He is an absolute monster when he is in top form. He just needs to be a little bit more calm and cool in front of goal still. But he hit the post twice in this game. Thankfully the first one was so good, it hit the post and ricocheted off Cash to go in as an own goal, and Cash almost scored a goal himself, but Alisson made a crucial save, and because that was at 2-0. But I mean, Darwin Nunez hit the bar in the second half with a fantastic chipped finish as well. Darwin Nunez on another day could have had 2 goals, and I think in the Premier League we should start with Darwin Nunez up front, because he's a menace, he's a chance magnet. He creates and also gets so many chances, and with this team built around him, with Luis Diaz running at people, with Salah running at people, with Szoboszlai, McAllister behind the front line supplying them with balls, Darwin Nunez up front through the middle is devastating because he has pace, he has strength, he has energy, and he is, as I said, a monster. You very rarely see a tall striker who is as fast as Darwin Nunez. He is lightning quick, he is electric, and because he is such a physical handful of a unit, you can't really brush him off the ball. Defenders are really struggling to keep pace with him. He has so much power, so much running ability, and he always times his runs almost perfectly to run in behind. And I mean, he was clean through on goals so many times, and I think we will score a lot of goals with Darwin Nunez. He's an absolute monster, and it shows how much Liverpool have a strength in depth in the attacking areas that we brought on. Luis Diaz went off, I think, and Darwin Nunez went off, and Jota came on for the left wing, Gakpo came on through the middle, and Harvey Elliott came on for the midfield. But I mean, we have 5 borderline world-class attackers. Salah, Jota, Nunez, I think are already world-class, and Luis Diaz as well, and Gakpo is getting there, I think. And Jurgen Klopp said this was Liverpool's best game for a while, a long time. It was really good in both departments, offensively and defensively. The mix between control and direction was close to perfect. A top game, I cannot see it differently. And I think this marks a very, very significant day for Liverpool, because at the start of the season, a lot of people wrote Liverpool off. A lot of people said that if we don't sign enough midfielders, if we don't sign a top defensive midfielder, that even top 4 might be a long shot. And I'm not saying that Liverpool will definitely keep pace with Man City until the end and be in the title race. But now I think Liverpool have as good a chance as any previous season to challenge Man City for the title, because the midfield was the biggest problem for Liverpool, and I think we recruited very, very well. Gravenberch didn't even play today. Imagine if he comes into the team. Also, Jurgen Klopp leaving Endo out says that maybe he doubts his ability a little bit. But also I think it was a tactical genius, because Curtis Jones occupied the left side of the midfield for Liverpool, and he was always in the space between the right back of Aston Villa and the right-sided midfielder of Aston Villa, and he was always occupying the spaces, so the Aston Villa players couldn't really go up too much. By the way, top performance from Andy Robertson as well, and Dominic Szoboszlai was voted the man of the match. So Liverpool were 2-0 up. We could have scored 3 or 4 in the first half, and then Salah scores from yet another Liverpool corner. Liverpool are still a very effective, very top team from set pieces. Darwin Nunez glances a header towards the far corner, and Salah has a tap in. Salah played with so much joy, so much enthusiasm, and I mean, even Dominic Szoboszlai said it, that they talked privately between Salah and Szoboszlai, and Salah says that he wants to stay and he wants to try and win as many trophies. This is what Dominic Szoboszlai said. We speak between each other, Mo Salah and me. He wants to stay here, he wants to be here, he wants to stay with us. And Salah should see that Liverpool have built a really top team, and we can challenge for trophies and titles. I mean, Jurgen Klopp looks rejuvenated by this midfield. And I think it's very, very significant that Trent Alexander-Arnold looks like he's back in top form, even though he had to be substituted, which is really worrying. He picked up a hamstring injury, Jurgen Klopp said, but Trent Alexander-Arnold said it's not too serious. He probably felt his hamstring a little bit tight, and with us being 3-0 up and there is an international break, there is no need to risk it. Hopefully Trent won't go to the international break with England. He will just stay back, work on his fitness, and hopefully can play after the international break. But we have Wolves coming up, and then we start our Europa League campaign against Lask of Austria. Maybe Trent can sit out those 2 games, and then against West Ham Trent can come back in, depending on how serious his injury is. But I think the defense looked much better in this game. Joe Gomez looks like, in the last 2 games when he came in, he looks so much more composed and calm. Maybe he worked on his fitness, on his strength training. Maybe he hit the gym in the summer, because previously Joe Gomez looked like a player who was unsure of himself physically. And it's understandable. Joe Gomez got 2 very, very serious, like 8 or 9 month long injury back to back. And that messes up your head as a professional footballer, because physicality is such a big part of a footballer. And Joe Gomez, after being injured for a long time, maybe didn't trust his body as much as before, and that's understandable. If you have been injured for a long time as a sportsman doing any kind of sports, coming back after a long injury, it's always tricky. You are finding out what your body can handle, and you don't want to go 100 or 110% straight away in fear of being injured again. And Joe Gomez sometimes didn't put himself into tackles with 100% surety. He looked like a player who is not sure of himself. Confidence is a huge part of any footballer's game, and this Joe Gomez looks a lot more confident, a lot more calm, composed on the ball, and I think he absolutely is the thing that Liverpool needed. We need a fit and in top form Joe Gomez, because we can't rely on Konate and Van Dijk throughout the whole season, as evidenced in the first second game. Konate got injured, Van Dijk got suspended. Thankfully Van Dijk will be back for the next game. Konate could be back for the next game. But I would actually give Joe Gomez and Matip games in the Europa League, even if Konate and Van Dijk can start in the Premier League, and we should rotate our centre backs, because we can't play the whole season with just Konate and Van Dijk in the team. We have to rotate, and Trent Alexander looks like he's really rejuvenated. He was the Liverpool captain as a boyhood Liverpool fan, born and bred Scouser, born in Liverpool, bred by Liverpool FC. It's a dream come true for Trent Alexander, and he almost kept it with a goal. He had a fantastic run where he picked the ball up in his own far half, dribbled past two players, and he even sat down an Aston Villa player who slipped, and then Trent went all the way to the opposition box and he shoots over the bar a little bit. Maybe he injured his hamstring by shooting at that time, but Trent Alexander-Arnold and Szoboszlai were two of Liverpool's best players. Absolutely amazing performance by both of them. And for Liverpool to have 10 points after a start like this, where we had Chelsea away, Newcastle at away, and Aston Villa at home, three very tough games. Remember, Chelsea away, always a tough game, even though Chelsea are in dreadful form in the past 1.5 years, I can say. Newcastle away, one of the toughest games of the season. Not many teams will win up there at St James's Park. And Aston Villa have collected the most points since 2023 began, alongside Man City. Maybe now Liverpool are up there as well, because Liverpool have 15 games unbeaten run in the Premier League, 10 wins and 5 draws, which is fantastic. We have to keep that run going if we want to challenge Man City. Now we have some winnable games coming up. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. It's a shame that the international break starts now, because I would love to see Liverpool play every 3 or 4 days. This team is such a joy to watch, and we looked like really calm, composed and fantastic in confidence. I think that Newcastle result with Darwin Nunez winning the game in the last 10 minutes really gave this Liverpool team so much confidence, and it also brought everyone together. This is a new look Liverpool team with a brand new midfield, and yet that Newcastle result will galvanize your whole season. So I'm really excited and really looking forward to the rest of the season, the rest of the games. Let me know what you think about this result, about this game, about Dominic Szoboszlai, my fellow countryman. I hope you guys are as much in love with him as I am. And also, let me know, where do you think Liverpool will finish at the end of the season? I would say on this form we can finish top 3, but it will be dependent on how much Liverpool can keep their key players fit. That's always a big caveat in any season where if Liverpool want to challenge for the title, we have to keep our key players fit, especially in defense, because that's where I think we are a little bit short without signing a centre back. But if Gomez and Matip can play as well as they did today, then Liverpool have as good a chance as anybody to challenge for the title. Because now we have 4 really good centre-backs, we have 8 really good midfielders. Imagine if Thiago comes back fit and firing. Add Thiago to this team. Wow, I'm already licking my lips in anticipation. That is going to be a wonderful sight to see. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed this, have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.